Huge news, but not huge changes, which is still kind of huge news. The Bronco Sport has been very successful. People have not really had complaints about this. I think it's fantastic with a 2-liter engine. I think the 1.5-liter engine so far, it's been pretty reliable. It's turning out so far to be good. Remember, it's not the same 1.5-liter that we had in the Escape back in roughly 2017. The Ford Escape originally came when they remodeled it from the squared off version from the 2000s, came back with a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine. I'm not a huge fan of that engine. I don't find it to be a great engine. In my opinion, it's okay. Then the 1.5-liter 4-cylinder in the Escape was good. I wouldn't say it was amazing. It doesn't have unbelievable reliability, but so far the 1.5-liter 3-cylinder, yes, it's a 3-cylinder, it's turning out to be pretty good, and the 2-liter is fantastic. And that's got a long proven history. The 2-liter has been around for over 10 years. Of course, it's not on its first edition, so you had the year one growing pains, but that was back in like 2012, 2013. Now you've got a mature engine, many generations down from the original version. It's been fixed up, changed up, all the bugs are out of the system. So you get that with the Badlands. Now, I think it's incredible that with a Ford Maverick, you get the 2-liter EcoBoost engine without having to pay extra for it. With the Bronco Sport, you do need to pay extra for it. You're going to have to dish out for a Badlands option, a Badlands trim or model on the Bronco Sport to get the 2-liter. I think it's really worth it. My parents have a 2-liter. They are more satisfied with that Bronco Sport than any of the previous vehicles they've ever owned. And they've owned a lot of Fords. They've owned some GMs. They've owned some Chevrolets. And I've owned 80-some plus vehicles. And I can tell you, I really like the 2-liter engine. It's got my Johnny's seal of approval. And I would spend extra money on the Badlands to get it. But we've got the 2025 Ford Bronco, and they haven't gotten rid of the 2-liter turbo engine, which is great because in the European market, it's kind of like, hey, you want your Audi with your 2-liter? You're gonna have to spend a little more money for it. You're gonna, it's considered for, BM, Audi. They treat that thing like it's a high class, high quality, pay extra engine. So. And I agree. And Ford does too, because with the Lincoln brand, the 2-liter, it's like, oh, jump up to a Corsair and you've got this wonderful 2-liter EcoBoost engine, also used in the Nautilus. So really great engine. Love the look of the new 2025 Ford Bronco. So what are the changes? Nothing major. And in a way, kind of major at the same time, because the fact that they've brought the Sasquatch package to the Bronco Sport, available on the Outer Banks and the Badlands, it is major. You've got wheels that resemble a little bit more the big Bronco, the full SUV Bronco. You can see the inside has a bit of a resemblance. It looks a lot like the Wild Track or Sasquatch. It looks a lot like a Wild Track wheel, but with the extra little ring going around. So I actually think I like it more than my Wild Track wheels. Really great wheels. Those wheels are 29-inch. So when we're talking about 29-inch, we're talking about the overall size of the tire. It's a 17-inch wheel, but the tire, 29-inch in size to help with off-road. So this is a little bit higher off the ground, not much, not even a full inch, not even a half inch, but it's just a little bit higher. Now, there are some goodies. You've got skid plates on this, like your Sasquatch package Broncos. You've got Bilstein shocks, fantastic shocks. They've made shocks for race vehicles and off-road vehicles for decades. And it was a game changer when it first came to the market. I believe back in the 70s, it was really a game changer when it came to racing vehicles. Helped people achieve some wins, a lot of wins. So you've got the steel plates front and underneath, not 100% of the underneath of the vehicle, but protecting all those sensitive, important, itty-bitty parts. Now, you do have a bit of a change here to the grille. You've got essentially the same lights, styling of the same lights, styling of the same hood, same fender styling for this refresh, but you do have on the Sasquatch, the bar. You won't get that unless you get the Outer Banks or Badlands Sasquatch package, the push bar, bull bar, whatever you want to call it. Get out of my way bar. Don't use it for that. That's illegal. But sometimes you want to. A little quick little naughty desire that crosses the mind. But that's the push bar that you're going to get with it. And they did something really great. Now I'm thinking the big Bronco for 2025 should get this on all Sasquatch packages as well. But this I can confirm as a fact has a rear steel bumper with attachments. So very, very useful, folks. You've got on the side of the vehicle a little anchor that can flip up, can handle 150 pounds. So power, like the year before. Tires, 235, 65 R17, Goodyear Territory, all-terrain tires. So you know, the community here knows how I like my BF Goodrich. Sorry, no, not BF Goodrich. Goodyear Territory all-terrain tires. I really like my BF Goodrich KO2s, but I'm hoping and I'm suspecting those are going to be 3 Peaks Snowflake rated. I'm suspecting, I'll have to confirm later, but that means if you live in an area like I do, where they oblige you to have full-out winter tires, well, it passes the law, so it works for that. So not a whole lot visually changing, but a lot of goodness added. So you're going from 8.3 inches up front and 8.7 inches in the rear. You're getting the Bilstein rear shocks with position sensitive dampening and piggyback reservoir. So your shocks aren't going to get all heated up, worn out, and just kind of become more or less useless if you're doing hours of off-roading and constantly working them. You've got new front and rear springs, and that's helping with 4/10 of an inch over the current Badlands model and 6/10 of an inch of additional suspension travel with the Outer Banks. So the Sasquatch package, you got your steel skid plates. You've got the little strap handles or accessory that can handle 150 pounds. So on the big Bronco, you've got those up front at the end of the hood. Well, here you've got them on the side of the vehicle. You can see in the image that Ford Media Center has provided that, that they've got a strap to that. So interesting, you can still tow 2,200 pounds. If you want to tow more than that, get a Ford Maverick. You can also, if you don't want to go up and pay the extra money for a Sasquatch package, you can always get a Big Ben with Black Diamond off-road package for that Big Ben trim, and that's going to come in at a lot less money. Once the building price is up, we'll have to build one of these together. You've got an addition of 4 recovery points, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and the interior, really impressive here. You've got 13.2 inch touchscreen, so that's the biggest in its category. And I was off-roading with Outsider Reviews, Pat, just at the beginning of the month, and beginning of the month of August, and I can tell you, sometimes you just can't see what's in front of the vehicle and you don't want to stop and check it out or send a spotter in front. The front camera, super useful. So you even have the tire tread marks here telling you where you're going to go. 13.2 inches. It is a winner in its segment. For its segment, it's the biggest touchscreen, and I'm really impressed with this. 12-inch non-digital screen behind the steering wheel, so you'll get all your Ford animation. So your Bronco Sport will pop up on the screen just like it does on the big Bronco. So this is more and more like the big Bronco, but so far better base technology because you get Copilot 360 Assist Plus standard on every single trim. So that's great for all news for all 2025 Ford Bronco Sports. You got to think, do you want to order one of these up or get one of the 2023 or 2024 Bronco Sports still left on some yards? Now, the Ford Copilot 360 Assist 2.0 is optional. You will have to pay more for that. But the 360 package is great. It's got lane keeping. It's got blind spot detection in the mirrors, and it's not an annoying system like some automakers where it cuts into your radio, into your song. You're in the middle of a song and someone drives in your blind spot and it cuts the song to let you know. It'll just light up. It's not invasive. It's helpful. It's useful. You've got a Sasquatch new interior for this Sasquatch model, so you get a new interior styling. That's pretty cool. I like those colors. You've got, this is the back of the vehicle. And you've got your rings here, which you can actually use for, getting people out of the mud, someone getting you out of the mud. Because remember, if you have a ball on the back of here, ideally don't let people attach to pull you out of the mud, or when you're pulling someone out of the mud, someone might just gun it. And if the ball breaks, it turns into a lethal cannonball. So please, that's advice that will not just maybe save you thousands, maybe save you thousands at the hospital, but could save someone's life. So please, please, please write this one down, put it in the dash of your vehicle, in the center console or the glove compartment box. Do not use your tow ball as a hook point for pulling people out or getting pulled out, because people tend to give it gas, and even if you got a 10,000 pound rope, when you finally put all in one shot, put an extreme amount of pressure to that ball, they do tend to snap. So use your hooks, your clamps, I should say. Now, there's actually a little bit more on the Bronco Sport that I'd like to cover if still have my video up and running here. I just wanted to show you here what it looks like when it's off-roading. I think good looking vehicle. Bronco Sport sales are going pretty well because it's more affordable than the big Bronco. And unfortunately, because it carries the Bronco name, I feel like the community poo-poos on this a little bit too much. I think it deserves a lot more respect, because people essentially compare it to the big Bronco and go, bah, it doesn't do the big Bronco stuff. No, but it still does all this stuff. And Peugeot is saying, think of crushing the Rubicon in your Bronco Sport Badlands on 29s. Yeah, it's not doable. The Rubicon Trail won't be doable in this. But you'll do a lot of off-roading with this. You'll have fun with it. You can go camping with it. If we can just for a moment pretend that it's not called a Bronco and compare it to the big Bronco, it's a great SUV when you consider the price versus the capability versus what this is going to bring to you and your family, whether you want to camp, whether, heck, maybe instead of buying a full-size pickup, your company isn't at the point of spending a lot of money on a full-size pickup. Maybe you put the rear seat down, and with the rear seat down, use this as your moving stuff around for the company vehicle. And you can still go to sites, and you can still tow a lightweight aluminum trailer and put construction materials or whatever company materials you need to put in this. Less capable. Yeah, it is less capable than a base a full-size Bronco. That is a very good point, but not everyone wants to pay full-size Bronco gas prices. So I think it's, for its segment, I think it's very, very capable for its segment. When we compare it to the Bronco, yeah, it makes it seem not capable, but it's not that it's not capable, it's just less capable than the big Bronco. I think we've got a great looking vehicle here that, if you like how it looks, take my word on it. The 2 liter is fantastic. The 1.5 liter is very good in this. Do consider the Bronco Sport. It's a good family SUV. And yes, and Peugeot does bring up a good point. It's $40K. So you can also get a Big Ben Bronco Sport and save a good amount of money. It's not the least expensive SUV on the market, but I think it's a really nice option to consider. I know I would consider it more if it was plug-in. I know, folks, I talk about it way too much, but I really like gas engines with the plug-in option. It'd be one of the things that could get me to switch out my current Bronco, which the family absolutely loves here. So you've got that new screens that we talked about, and we've got a pretty interesting vehicle there, the 2025 Bronco Sport. Ford Copilot 360 Assist Plus, which is standard. It comes with auto high beam headlamps, blind spot information system with cross traffic alert, lane keeping system, pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, rear view camera with rear parking sensors, all standard, adaptive cruise control with stop and go and lane centering, evasive steering assist, Ford Copilot. That's what that comes with. Now, if you pay extra, that's all standard. So I think that's fantastic safety technology. If you pay more, you can get the Copilot 360 Assist 2.0, which gives you a 360-degree camera with split view, like we saw in the photos earlier, reverse braking assist. So it won't just warn you that you're going to back into something, it'll actually brake as well, including cross traffic, and speed sign recognition. So super equipped right out the bat. The price is a little expensive. There are less expensive options in the segment, but let us know in the comments section if you think there is a better looking model in the segment. And Peugeot saying it's a great little SUV car, and the Copilot 360 plus yeah, is great. I like that you're pointing it out, that this whole plus, I think Peugeot, you're bringing up a good point in how you wrote that. I think you're kind of saying, well, Copilot 360 plus versus Copilot 360 2 use different names. It gets complicated. Even for someone that's doing this every single day, it's complicated. So folks, that's the show. Let us know in the comments section, will you be considering a Bronco Sport? There's the model in its segment that you think is better, a little better, a lot better. Why? Love to know why. Let us learn as a community. And I know, yes, like Peugeot, I think I'm going to assume, like some of you in the community, I would rather just spend extra money and get a Bronco, because the full-size Bronco is an incredible piece of machinery. We love it here at Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. We're on our third one, and normally we kind of get tired of vehicles after 2 or 3 months. I've had it for over a year, and I'm still like, this is the vehicle I want. Sorry, Jeep, you're not visually attractive. Even if the Jeep can do things that my Bronco can't do, like get me to work. The 4xe, it could get me to work in 100% electric mode. I'd rather pay the gas and have a more comfortable, better looking vehicle, even though Jeep has better top options. But I think 2025 for the big Bronco, 2025 is going to bring us better top options. And if you've been watching the live from the beginning, from the very, very beginning of the live, if you're watching this as a mini episode, check out the first 20 minutes of the live. I even show how Ford is really responsible, even before the tops of the Bronco tops get to owners. If the dealer sees that there's something going on with the top, with the windows, they'll change the window right out, whether it needs to be resealed, whether it needs to be replaced. Ford is really good at saying, you know what, let's spend money to make sure that the product is good and as trouble-free as possible and as good as possible. So really nice that Ford isn't the type of company that when things go wrong, they just say, well, you drove it wrong. It must have been because you off-roaded it. Or like Porsche 911 customers, oh, your engine blew. They know darn well the IMS bearing is garbage, but instead they go buy yourself a new engine. You misused it. So Rushman saying the new 2-liter from Dearborn instead of Spain. Catch that comment. If you're watching this and you're not watching it with live comments on, turn the live comments on. Check in on the live comments, because the community here, I'm very lucky. I've got a very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable and entertaining live chat community. Live chat community is often more entertaining than I am. So it's really worth to have it on. Listen to what I've got to say, our perspective, but then check in on the perspective from the live community. Really fortunate here. Thank you so much. We've got the original people, the original viewers from the very beginning of this 2-hour live still here. So direct injection and port injection out of the new 2-liter. Well, I'll have to check if it's been corrected. I'm sorry. That's kind of assuming that having just direct injection is a mistake. I really do prefer having direct injection and port injection. I'd rather have direct